All right, guys. We're continuing to add and subtract going into the tens place. This time our questions are between 100 and 10,000. So each time we've been doing them, we've been getting a little bit bigger, adding one more place value. So on this round, we have the thousands place, the hundreds place, the tens place, the ones place, and the tenths place. Now, just like we've been doing, we do have a couple of strategies for working at these. We can do count forward or count back, or we can stack them. All right. Remember, when you're adding, you will take you're grouping your places. So your thousands would be, for this question, 3,287.1 plus 2,965.4. You group your thousands, so 3,000 and 2,000 is 5,000. You group your hundreds, so 200 plus 900 is 1,100. Your tens, 80 plus 60 would be 140. Your ones would be 7 plus 5, which is 12. And then your tenths is 1 tenth plus 4 tenths, which is 5 tenths, 0.5. Now, if I put those numbers together, I have 5,000 and 1,100, which is 6,100, plus another 140, which would be 6,240, plus another 12, which would be 6,252, plus a half, 6,252.5. If I'm adding those using the stacking strategy, you can see I need to make sure I line up my place values. And I would start over here in the tenths place. 1 and 4 is 5. 7 and 5 is 12. So I put the 2 and I'd carry the 1 to the tens place. 1 10 and 8 tens is 9 tens. 9 tens plus 6 tens is 15 tens, actually 150. I'd put the 5 in the tens place and then carry the 1 over to the hundreds place, right? Because that's where it would belong. Then my hundreds would be 100, 200, and 900. Which is 1,200. So I put the 2 in the hundreds place and the 1 over to the thousands place. And then for my thousands, 1,000, 3,000, and 2,000 makes 6,000. So I have 6,252.5. Same answer both ways, just two different ways to get it. Subtracting, I can do the count back, or I can stack and borrow when I need to. So if I'm doing the count back, I would look at my thousands. So for this question, 5,108.4 minus 3,258.9. I would subtract my thousands place. So that's 5,000 minus 3,000 is 2,000. My hundreds place, 100 minus 200 gives me negative 100. For my tens place, I have 0 minus 50, which is negative 50. And then I have 4 minus 9 in my tenths place, which is negative 0.5. So then if I count those back, I have 2,000 minus 100, which is 1,900, minus 50, which is 1,850, minus 0, which is still 1,850, and take away a half, or 5 tenths, and I'll have 1,849.5. If I'm stacking these, remember, you have to have everything lined up, and then the top number has to be bigger than the bottom number, or we have to borrow. All right, so in the stacking example I've given you, I have 4 minus 9. I can't do 4 minus 9, so I have to borrow from the ones place. So I'll take 1 from here, that leaves 7 ones, and I move a 1 over here, that gives me 14 tenths, 1.4. So 14 tenths minus 9 tenths is 5 tenths. And then I have 7 minus 8, so I have to borrow to make this one 17. And since this is 0, this 1 here is going to have to borrow to the 0 first. So I'm going to take all of the ones from this spot here, or all of the hundreds from this spot here, and move it over to the tens. That gives me 10 tens, or 100. And then I'm going to borrow one of those tens to leave me with 9 tens, or 90. And then I put that 10 over with the ones. Now I have 17 ones. 17 minus 8 is 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. Now I'm left with 0 here, so I'm going to have to borrow from the thousands. So I take 1,000 to leave 4,000 here, and I put it over here. Now I have 10 hundreds, right? 1,000, 10 hundreds. Minus 200 would give me 800, and then 4,000 minus 3,000 is 1,000. Once again, my answer is 1,849.5. So I get the same answer either way, just in two different ways. All right, guys. On the back side of the page, I have some questions for you guys to do, and I will give you guys some time to do these, and I'll come back with a review video. Thanks, guys.